you, Simon.
Once again we two compete. You're the one I have to beat. One of us must face the heat.
Victory would be so sweet.
Simon, you're the challenge of the lifetime.
Thank you, Simon.
Ultra Combo!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's BornFree here. Thank you so much for the support and subscriptions. I've just about nearly finished trials, and unlike other people, I'm not like a really fast person in regards to picking up combos, and that's okay because a lot of people have their strengths and weaknesses, and you may actually be one of those people who find combos kind of daunting. So I thought I'd do a very beginner's video, practical tips for actually getting through these trials and putting together awesome combos. So one thing I would say is for beginners, it's definitely worth doing trials. It's definitely worth doing it with all of the characters, and there are a lot of different reasons for that. It's a very positive experience in my mind. It teaches you a lot about the mechanics of the game. It teaches you about timing, about ranges, about links, about cancels, shortcuts, you name it. There's a lot of wonderfully positive things that will come out of it, which will make you much stronger as a player in totality. One thing worth saying about combos is that some people pick them up really easily and can do them really quickly, especially really experienced players who've done this sort of thing in the past. For others, it takes a lot longer. I happen to be one of those people. It takes a lot longer. I'm not a natural combo guy. I don't pick up combos really quickly. So it doesn't really matter how long it takes you. Don't worry about that. But eventually you'll get there, and that's the beauty of it, is that something that's seemingly impossible eventually becomes possible, and then eventually becomes muscle memory, and then eventually becomes very easy. And that's a really good life learning. For now, I'm just going to give you really just real simple beginnings of how to, put combos together. And then as your interest grows, this should get you through trials, but as your interest grows in more complex combos, then obviously there are lots of wonderful resources on the web that you can use to get that information. Okay, so I have a 5-step program, and I'm going to tell you what those 5 steps are. The first step is to break the combo down into pieces. The second step is something that I like to use a lot just because of the way my brain works, and that is to focus actually on the stick itself and the button presses and the order before you go back to how to time it on screen. Number 3 is actually how to deal with, when you put those pieces together again, you may actually have to practice the transition. Number 4 is to take breaks and even sleep on it. It's surprising what the brain can do in that time period. It really starts to put those things together. And then number 5 is do the fucking combo. So Nash trial number 10 was one that gave me a lot of trouble. He's not really a character that I am very good with. He doesn't feel like me, basically. So I had a lot of trouble with this particular combo. Now, part 1 of the process is to break down the combo. So I'm going to break it down into 2 pieces. The end and the beginning. And actually what I wanted to do was practice the end first and get that really natural, because I felt like the first part didn't feel that difficult to me. So when I break it up into sections, part 2 of my process is basically taking the fight stick independently and learning the muscle memory as best I can in terms of like the order of the buttons, because it saves time. At least for me it does. It's just the way my brain works. So I tend to like focus on this. I'll look at the screen, but I'll be thinking more about the stick, and then I'll start to get once I've got the order right, I'm doing it slowly so it's not really working, and gradually I speed it up and I start to focus on like the timing and all that sort of stuff. Often what's going on here doesn't match what's going on there. Often you have to do a lot of things on here before it appears on there. I mean, that's obvious, right? But sometimes you have to do a lot on here before it appears on there. So I'm just saying, like, if you're struggling, sometimes just take your focus away from the screen and put your focus more on the stick, and then go back, and you may find that that helps you. It certainly helps me. So the end part, essentially, you're going to end up on this side, and so I started practicing just this and this, get that timing right. Then I started practicing this, this, and this, and then I started practicing this, 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 and this, right? Then I wanted to practice the front end of the combo, so that looks something like this. Right? And so you then have 2 parts. That's kind of interesting, but guess what? I couldn't get those 2 parts to happen naturally. What I had to do was find the transition between the 2. So often if you're breaking it up into 2 parts, you will want to practice the first part and the last part with one overlapping move. And in this case, the overlapping move is actually the teleport. And I've always found stuff like this difficult because timing on teleports is difficult. Okay, so one of the things I did in order to actually practice the teleport into the last combo is I pushed Ryu into the corner. Because normally this pushes him backwards before you do the teleport. And I didn't want to practice that part of timing. I wanted to practice just the teleport itself, so I did this. And you can see how that works. And then, you know, what I would do is I would do this to get that part, but I would add the kick. So I would go like that. So I started with the kick. Part 4, actually, I don't have to demonstrate for you unless I was actually to get into that bed and curl up. Take breaks, right? Do it for a while, persist, and then take a break. Don't drive yourself insane. So what will happen is, it's amazing what the brain can do when you suddenly start focusing on something else. Go watch a program you enjoy, go do something else, read a book, go hang out with your friends, whatever, right? In the meantime, your brain is like, your subconscious is working away, and you'll come back and you'll suddenly find that you're executing it, you know, your muscle memory is kicking in and you're executing it. Particularly sleep, and there are lots of studies done on this, with video games actually, whereby your brain actually learns overnight, and particularly with combos. Like I said before, this combo, one day I woke up and I did it within like the 2nd try. And then the 5th thing is, finally you'll get to a stage where you feel kind of confident with everything. You won't never feel 100% confident. You just have to start putting it all together. And then when you start putting it all together, you'll be doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then bang, suddenly it will just happen. And there'll be a moment while you're doing it where you'll be like, okay, it's happening. And then it'll be like, boom, success. Actually, I wish it said success like in Ultra Street Fighter 4. Success! But it doesn't. Which looks something like this. I'm gonna try it, but I might have to cut it. Let's go back to the beginning stage. Okay. No. And there we go. Okay, so now that you know how to put combos together and you do them in the training room and you master them in the training room, then actually you should go see this video here. Just click on it and it will show you how to go about implementing combos into real life matches. Okay guys, if you found that helpful, please do me an awesome favor and like, comment, and even share this video to beginners who need this help. That would be fantastic. Any questions, leave them in the comments. And then one final question for all of you. If you started doing trials, tell me, what was your hardest trial and why was that your hardest trial, and have you yet completed it and how did you do it? You don't have to do all of that, you just have to do one of those. You can just tell me, well, you just say hello. Anyway, peace out guys, take it easy, until next time.